Good morning, everyone. Welcome back, and thank you again for joining me this morning. Before we begin, click that like button so others can be blessed along with us as we journey through the book of Philippians. I want to call today's video Love with Discernment. Philippians chapter 1 verse 9 says, "And this is my prayer," this is Paul praying, "that your love may abound more and more in knowledge and depth of insight." Have you heard people say things like follow your heart, trust your heart? And maybe you've tried it and it felt like the right thing to do, like freedom, like being true to yourself. And then something happens in your life. You trusted your feeling. You went with your gut and somehow ended up in a place you didn't expect. Maybe a place where you had some regret. You know, if you ever followed your heart, you probably found out by now that heart, your heart, my heart, doesn't always make a great map. That's not just your experience, it's human experience. Our hearts are inconsistent. One moment there's compassion there, the next moment resentment, flows in there. One day we forgive, the next day we withdraw. And if love is just about what we feel, then it's always changing, always unstable. Who can trust that? But Paul saw love differently when he wrote to the Philippians. He didn't just pray that their love would grow. He prayed differently. He prayed it this way: abound more and more in knowledge and depth of insight. You can go back and read Philippians 1:9 again. Not just more love, but better love. Maybe we can say wiser love. In Greek, the word for abound is perisio, overflow, spill over the edges, love that runs wild but not aimless. Because then Paul anchors it in knowledge and insight. That second word, aesthesis, isn't just about intelligence. It's perception. It's our ability to discern, the kind of moral clarity that knows when to hold, when to release, when to say yes, and when to say no. When to say no is the most loving word in the room. And that's where it hits, right? Because most of us confuse kindness with passivity. We stay quiet when someone we love starts to walk into a mess. We don't want to offend them, maybe. Don't want to push them away. So we kind of not say anything and we kind of shrink back and we call it grace. But if love has no backbone, is it really love? There's a line between being patient and being passive. And Paul is saying, cross that line with wisdom and discernment and insight. Let your love think. Let it see clearly. Let it choose what's best, not just what's easiest, not just what feels right. I've been on both sides. I bet you've been on both sides as well. I've needed people who love me enough to say hard things to me. And I've also failed to do the same for others. I've let people slide because I didn't want to risk the awkward conversation. But the truth is, silence can hurt more. Silence can hurt more than honest conversation. And you know what? Real love risks discomfort. Maybe there's someone in your life right now, or someone that comes to your mind right now, someone you care about who's walking down a dangerous path, and you've stayed quiet. Maybe it's fear. Maybe you're just tired. Maybe you just don't want to say it and deal with it. But you know what? Maybe right now is the time to ask God for a deeper love. One that has the courage to speak, and the humility to listen, and the wisdom to know the difference. Because Paul's prayer wasn't sentimental. It was grounded. He knew love without discernment turns into something that's soft and enabling. But you know what? Discernment without love becomes cold and condemning. We need both. We need discernment and love to grow together. Love and insight to grow together. It's like water and light, healing, strong, life-giving. See, we don't settle for blind love. Don't let culture convince you that love means agreement or love is silence. My friends, ask for a love that's not just wild and loud, but also true. A love that's willing to wrestle with what's best. A love that reflects the heart of Christ, full of grace on that cross. Love. Let that kind of love abound in you today. Let it overflow with wisdom and insight from the Word of God. And let it become real in your life. Because that's the kind of love the world is dying to see. And that's the kind of love the world needs to see. My friends, God bless you. And I hope that love abounds in you more and more as you go about your day. And if you haven't clicked that like button yet, please do it so others can find us. And God bless you. And I'll see you in a couple days.